Welcome to Management Meditation. I'd like to talk for a minute about stress. We all know that there's a relationship between stress and productivity. At the low side, you're on a beach, drinking a mojito. That's important sometimes for mental health, but it's unlikely to be your most productive day. On the high side, you feel like you're being stalked by a tiger. You are struggling just to survive, and you won't be as creative or as effective as you could be. Your productivity is at a peak when there is some stress, but not when there's too much. Some managers think that their job is always to increase the incentive and increase the stress. They think of employee stress as starting at zero, and they motivate their employees by talking about or enforcing negative consequences. These managers may get a lot of hours out of their employees and feel like they've done a great job. The truth is, most employees start out every week wanting to do a great job, worried about the customers and whether they will succeed. If a manager always adds stress, they may push the employee past the peak and reduce productivity. What's worse, when something bad does happen, a critical deadline or an upset customer, the stress will increase further and the employees will become even less effective. The combination of management stress and external stress will cause sleepless nights and tired days, so employees are least effective just at the time you need them to be at their best. Assuming you've done your groundwork with the training and tools so the employee can be productive, how do you get them to a sustainable peak productivity? First, provide context. What are the key needs of the customers, and how does the business hope to help? What are the key needs of the business or other stakeholders? This not only provides motivation, it also enables the employee to make the right decisions around the myriad choices that will come up during project completion. Second, track short-term deliverables as well as long-term ones, so that you can catch things early and work with the employee before they get overstressed. People don't like to give bad news, and if you lose track of deliverables, you can get a doom loop where someone who needs help doesn't ask for it, and the project gets farther behind while increasing stress. Almost all managers track deliverables when the project is in crisis, but it's actually more valuable to track them early, before people get overstressed. Third, recognize effort, particularly for aspects of the project that are often underappreciated. Recognize time spent resolving defects, cleaning up, or testing an idea that doesn't work out, just as much as you recognize main project delivery. Individualize your leadership, because each person may have different needs. When I was first a manager, I was fortunate to have a capable, self-aware employee who let me know that he didn't like stress from his manager. I took every opportunity to be supportive, but over a few weeks, I noticed that his productivity was starting to suffer. We sat down together, and I asked him whether the stress from management might be a motivator for him. After thinking about it, he said it was, and agreed that he would actually appreciate some tracking to bring out his best. Of course, knowing where he was on the stress curve was extremely useful. When he started working with a high-intensity international team, I could go back to being purely supportive, since he was getting the external motivation he needed. That employee ended up being one of the best reviewed engineers in the division. So when the storm arrives, provide cover and support. Take heat for any mistakes made by the team without passing that heat on to the employees. Let yourself be yelled at by the customers and by upper management, and be calm for your team. If there's a critical deadline, offer options that they may not normally have, like company-provided meals. If you've provided context, they will already know there's a critical time for the business. And most often, your most important job is to give them the space and time to deliver their best work. You and your business will be glad you did.